The change of season and the beginning of summer is the perfect moment to add more beauty and more poetry into our daily habits, our home, our ears, to what we create and to what surrounds us. And paying more attention to the beauty around us. Because beauty impacts our imagination, our mood, our happiness, our optimism. It is comforting and elevating. This time of year when nature creates so much beauty around us is the perfect time to imitate her. Chateaubriand defines the ideal beauty as the art of choosing and hiding. Le beau idéal, c'est l'art de choisir et de cacher. And it's a principle which can be applied to everything around us. You might think it's hard to focus on beauty or creating beauty during the chaotic time our world is going through. An officer of La Grande Armée, Jean-Baptiste Barrès, who was part of the Napoleonic Army, wrote a journal during the Napoleonic Wars, and after the terrible defeat of the Battle of Leipzig, he finds the time to admire a rose tree, and the beautiful and the powerful scent of a rose tree could for a few minutes make him forget entirely the horror that surrounded him at the time. He writes, J'ai vu dans le village d'Ober-Thomaswald, pour la seule fois de ma vie, une espèce de rosier dont le bois et la feuille sentaient la rose comme la fleur elle-même, qui était fort belle. It's also at this season that I like to add more beauty, magic and enchantment into my home, planning projects, renovations, seasonal cleaning, decoration, showing more care and love to my kingdom. And one of the reasons is I moved in this apartment 8 years ago precisely on the summer solstice. And though I'm very busy in the studio right now working on the new workshop, and several days of renovation are planned a little later this summer, I still try to do a little something for my home every evening, whether decluttering, trying to clean things, getting rid of junks, or redecorating. Now, 8 years later, my kingdom is still a work in progress, which is slowly evolving. I try to turn it into a welcoming and enchanting space filled with meaningful objects to me, old furniture, and inhabited, of course, by all the ghosts of my friends from past centuries. I recently reorganized the entrance hall, only using things I own, and later this summer I will redo the wallpaper, which has been really worn out and scratched by my cats. And this time I would like a darker color. I'm a little inspired by Victor Hugo's entrance hall, which is very dramatic, and I love that, to have a very dramatic entrance hall. The bedroom is also in the process of being improved this summer. I'm going to repaint all the wood parts on the ceiling, and I want to at last do the curtains for the canopy and make the room more enchanted than it is right now. In the meantime, I've removed some clutter and some chaos there were in few corners, and did a light summer decor with things from my cupboard, so only things I already had. can add more beauty into our daily habits and the way we start the day, embellishing the beginning of a day with a few pages of poetry which will sink in and be digested and nourish us for the rest of the day seems a nice way to celebrate summer while listening to the birds outside. I don't read much poetry during the other seasons, I have to say, but summer always inspires me to read more poetry. And right now I'm reading the first volume of a collection of Victor Hugo's poetry, which belonged to my grandmother, and I really enjoyed it. And to celebrate the first day of summer, the Summer Solstice, I went to the park with Victor Hugo and read some pages of poetry in the grass, surrounded by butterflies. There were a lot of butterflies and the beautiful morning birds. I had planned to see the sunrises to imitate my favorite writer, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, in Les Confessions, the book of his life. He writes that he went to see the sunrises when he was 16 years old, and this day was followed by wonderful adventures with 2 girls, and the day included some cherry picking. I arrived too late at the park to see the sunrises, but at least I found some cherries. Though there are a lot of aspects of summer I don't like, including heat, early mornings in summer in nature are pretty magical and so uplifting. And reading beautiful poetry in the grass with birds and all the delicious scents of nature is such a precious summer gift, and it's free and it's good for the mind, for the soul, for the nervous system, and it just feels so good. Making more space for beauty into our life means letting more beautiful music too. I'm getting ready to go to the Opera House, which is located at the very top of a hill. And tonight they are playing The Abduction of the Seraglio, the Entführung aus dem Serail by Mozart. And of course, we are not allowed to film, so I will not film the performance, but I was quite sad to see that this night so many seats were left not occupied. 1/4 of the room was empty. And it's a shame, as the orchestra and the singers were so good and did such a wonderful job. This opera, by the way, is such a joyful and festive way to enter into summer. It's very light and the arias just put a smile on your face. So the night at the Opera House was really nice. This opera, Die Entführung aus dem Serail by Mozart, is one of my favorite by Mozart with Don Giovanni. And it was the really first time I saw it performed live, so it was really wonderful. But I was really sad to see that there was not more people in the audience. It is June, and in June, elderly people in France, they like to move, they like to go in vacations, to travel before the people from school go in vacation in July or August. As you know, may not know, elderly people are the main audience of classical music and opera. So it's probably the explanation why it was not more full. But otherwise it was really wonderful. They do such affordable tickets here in my opera house compared to Paris or Broad or London. Here the most expensive tickets is around 60 euro. And you can go there for 10 euro and you have just an excellent view. You are just seated a little higher and not in front of the scene, but it's really so affordable. You don't have a lot of things at 10 euros these days. And I think here in my town they don't see that. Maybe they didn't travel enough to understand what is the difference with all the different opera houses. I've not been in all of the opera houses in Europe, but I've been in a few of them and I can compare, and honestly we are really lucky, and the quality of the orchestra and musician is really wonderful. So yes, it was really great, and the opera house is at the top of a hill, so you have to climb a hill. It's not an old one, it has been recently constructed, built in the 70s, I think. That was a wonderful night, and I plan to go much more next year. I've been a few times this year, more than I had ever been since I live in this town. I used to go much more in Lyon. I don't know why I lost the habit when I arrived here, but now it's my goal to go more often and to support them. In the studio I mainly film and edit the new workshop these days, while my fairy cat supervises everything. And I also wanted to thank those who sent me some very kind messages or left a really nice comments under my previous video about Charles Perrault. It was just to show you and to introduce you to the life and the behind the scenes of the life of Charles Perrault, who wrote all the most famous fairy tales, who later will inspire the Grimm brothers. There are not a lot of things translated in English about Charles Perrault. The biographies have never been translated so far. All the materials I could have access to is not available in English or in other languages. So I was happy to introduce you to him and to show you maybe things you wouldn't have known otherwise, and for those who speak French, maybe to introduce you to books you could read if you want to go further and to learn more. But yes, I was pleased to share that with the little circle of people who are just like me, interested in time traveling a bit and going a little deeper into things. And even if it was 25 minutes, it was very short compared to all the things I wanted to share. And yes, I will use this material for other videos about creativity, creation, artists, things which could resonate with you, and I have written them down as I was reading both letters he wrote, biographies, and his foreword too on many of his books, which are also very interesting. So you will hear about him a little later in upcoming videos. But for those who appreciated it, I thank you very much, and your encouragements and your kind messages. So they are really appreciated, and they motivate me to continue, because these videos definitely take much longer than any other videos I show you here. And they're not for everyone, I totally get it, but for those who have a taste of it, I appreciate your feedback and your kind encouragements. And one beautiful read I recently completed was the love letters from Denis Diderot to his mistress Sophie Volant. They are considered as the most beautiful love correspondence from the 18th century. I already showed and talked about this book in a previous video, but I just completed it last week. And on top of being beautifully written, they offer a marvelous, wonderful window into the 18th century daily life of a writer and philosopher in the 18th century, with his writing routine and all the behind the scenes of a writer's life in Paris in the 1760s. I wrote down so many excerpts from these pages, which will be used someday or another for upcoming videos, I'm sure. It was such a nourishing and rich book. So the book, which includes 2 volumes in my own edition, exists translated in English. It has been done in the 70s, and you can find all copies from the 70s edition on all book website and eBay and all such websites where you can find old books. And what is a bit special also about their relationship is that he met Sophie Volant when she was 39 years old. He was 45 years old. And 39 in the 18th century is very old for a woman. It's considered as very old. And here it didn't seem to have been a problem for Denis Diderot. And they will love each other till their death in 1784. They will die the same year. But they are the perfect read for a romantic summer. And you, what are the little things you like to add into your daily life, your daily routine, maybe at the turn of the season, as here we are entering summer, or maybe you are entering winter? What are the things you try to do to make you see the world in a more beautiful way, also being more present in the moment? I think beauty allows us to be more present to the moment, to where we are right now, and to see the beauty around us, or the beauty in our home, or the beauty in the things we are making or creating or baking or cooking, to make you in a sort of beautiful bubble, especially maybe to start the season. Would you like to share that in the comments? Maybe it's going to inspire others, and you have maybe a garden, you like to surround yourself with more flowers during this time of the year. I'm in the process to reorganizing a lot of things in my home, not only adding more beauty, removing a lot of things, just like the Chateaubriand definition of beauty. It's choosing and hiding, and I love this definition. So I'm really trying to get rid of a lot of things in my space, also to apply this definition by Chateaubriand. Yes, I'm quite pleased, and I'm going to change a few things in the bedroom. I'm going to do quite little bigger renovations in painting and changing the wallpaper in the entrance hall, and I'm really excited about that because this one was so damaged and it really needed to be fixed in some way or another, and it was too thin for an entrance hall anyway, because it's just a space where you walk more and you need something a little thicker, and especially if you have a cat with dangerous claws in your kingdom who is living with you, so we'll have to take care of that too. And quite many things in every room, really. I try to go to every room and see what can I change, improve, remove the chaotic parts. There are a bit of chaos in every room, so I have quite a lot of fun these days, just a few minutes at the end of the day or half an hour to try to improve a bit my space and making it more beautiful and enchanting. Thank you very much for watching this video. I go back to my new workshop, editing it, filming it, and if you are in my workshops newsletter, you will be notified the minute it is open. It's going to be open soon, and at the same time the first Alice in Wonderland workshop will reopen at the same time. So when the new workshop is ready, Alice will reopen. The first Alice in Wonderland workshop will reopen too. You can subscribe if you don't want to miss all the nice videos coming. And I thank you for having taken the time to join me today, and I will see you very soon.